Hello, CNG 2012. Well, welcome to week number 10. I did some quick reconfiguring the course, making sure that the links were working Monday. And what I came to was the solution that it's just going to be one link. We're going to read through chapter 4 of the other book, and we're not going to do the labs. Since I was having a problem issue with the labs pulling over, now we'll just do some reading for this week. So a little bit lighter load. Make sure you are diving backwards to get those pages or those assignments in. And then you kind of see the format kind of change. Really couldn't do much with this since it was just kind of a different part of Cengage. But we can make it through the chapter like this and just do some readings this week. A little bit lighter load, like I said, and then get used to DHCP, which is, I guess, one of the protocols that gets used. And if something goes awry with like network configurations, it does take a little bit deeper dive in, or even putting a new client in, seeing how DHCP works with that specific server. You have reservations with IPv4, IPv6, but once you come out with a formalized plan of how to DHCP, you kind of just, it's one of those tools that you just let it run and do its thing, and you only fix when there's a problem. So here we have some scopes, the start and end of our reservations if needed, prefix subnet length and subnet mask. So here we have a 192. Exclusions, there's some reservations, multiple subnets, so that's if we're supernetting or subnetting. Scopes and multicast scopes. I haven't messed with multicast scopes much since in the government world. Private sector, I'll use multicast scopes for like credit card machines, so machines that had to be on the same network for like talking formally, but once that credit card swipes were going through, that information was on a different network behind the scenes using that route, which there were only like POS machines, point of sale machines on that specific network, sending that credit card details to a specific main point of sale controller and then out to the real world. That's like if you ever had to like swipe your credit card twice because the first one didn't go through, basically a SSL connection on the front end that it wasn't able to authenticate right, and that's why you had to swipe it again. Myself haven't seen one of those around. Haven't seen one of those failed swipes for a while, but now it's mostly all chips, which kind of creates a different policy. I shouldn't say policy, just a little bit more slower times. IPv4 lease times. DHCP name protection. Scopes of the DHCP. Some few policies: user class, MAC address class, class identifier, FQ, fully qualified domain name, FQDN. And then looking for a DHCP Pixie boot client. Not a lot to do. Once again, when you're doing this DHCP install, you're really kind of creating a topology and how you think your network's going to run, where your servers are going to be, where your clients are going to be, your relay agent, your printers is another one, your multifunction machines. So it really comes down to just, once again, talked about it through the whole course, is how you break down the topology of your network and how you're going to manage that. When something starts to go a little crazy, you got to figure out, okay, well, is the DHCP server that's going down? If they can't find each other, and that's a very, very rare DHCP. One of the few things that ever mess up in a server environment. It's usually like some sort of DNS issue before it's ever a DHCP issue. DHCP v6. Usually coming up with those addresses are usually automatic. You have the route that you can go and use the MAC address for the IPv6 or the Windows assisted IPv6 creation address. With some DHCP failover, and then we kind of reach the end of the DHCP chapter. So with that, this week, not a lot of homework, no homework actually, just